If you build in Webflow, you almost certainly know about FinSuite's Client First. It is without a doubt the most popular framework out there with over 100,000 clones. And we love it. But there is a but. When you start building large, a bit more complex projects, standard Client First alone is just not enough. Why? Because out of the box, it lacks a smart, comprehensive system for layout classes. You know, I've often found myself manually constructing, naming, tweaking grids, flexboxes, and wrappers over and over. And before you know it, you have classes for similar or even the same layouts. We got tired of choosing between the clean structure, the clean logical naming conventions of Client First, over the flexibility of other more complex frameworks. We simply wanted both. So we took the best part of Client First and took it to the next level. Today I'm going to show you exactly how we extended Client First. I'll walk you through the style guide, including the layout system inside Atom framework, and then using Atom, I'm going to build a complete section from a design sketch without adding a single new class. Let's go. Okay, here we have our style guide. It's quite an extensive style guide with all the fundamentals that you need. Of course, we have the headings. We've added maybe a few extra heading styles. We have our paragraph styles, and anytime you see a style marked with the outline like this, it means that it's an extended class from the original Client First style guide. So we have color schemes related to our variables. We have UI elements, buttons, other UI elements. We have form input fields. We have icons, border radius, different kinds of effects, overlays, borders and dividers. Then we have structure classes. Most of them are original Client First classes like max widths and padding, margin, spacing directions, and etc. We got the spacers. And then we have layouts where we spent most of our time extending this framework. We have really smart auto grids with minimum column widths, different sizes. We have even grids, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, all using fractions. We have uneven grids, also using fractions like 2, 1, 1, 2. Grid alignment. Then we have flex boxes. We have the flex row in different directions, flex column, same different directions. Then we have gaps, which are used for both grids and flex boxes. Cards. We got some predefined cards in different styles, box, regular, centered, background, and of course link cards and a link box. Last, we have the utility classes. Many of them are standard Client First. We extended a few alignment classes and we added some aspect ratio classes for images. All right, you've seen the theory, the extended Client First style guide. Now let's see what this actually means for your daily workflow. So let's build a custom section from a design. I'm going to build using strictly the classes already inside the Atom framework. 0 new classes allowed. Okay, let's jump into the Webflow designer. Okay, here's our design. It's not too complicated, but we're going to have to use grids, flexboxes, cards, and images, and text styles, etc. So let's start with adding a section inside our main wrapper. We give it a class of section. And inside the section, we need some padding. So we add padding global. Inside padding global, we add another div, give it a class of container large. In our container, we first need some spacing. So we add spacing huge. And inside the container, we add our grid. I'm going to use an auto grid and use the column width large with the gap of main. Inside the grid, we add another div. It's going to be a wrapper, so we give a class of block wrap. Inside the block wrap, we need a lot of spacing. So I'm going to use a huge spacing here. As you can see in the design, we have a lot of space at the top there. So we need that spacer X huge. Inside the block wrap, we also add a tag. We add a headline, a paragraph. We need some buttons, so we add a button group. And inside we add button, give it a class of button, duplicate it, and give a combo class of isSecondary. And for the heading, we give it a tag of 2 in this case. Okay, on the right side, we have 2 cards, and they're a bit aligned to the right. So we need a flex box here, a flex row right, to align it to the right. And it's not going to take up the whole width, so inside the flex box, we add a max width small. And inside max width small, we add a grid. And I'm going to use an auto grid again. But this time I'm going to use the column width extra small, because it has a maximum width of 9 rem only, which means I'm going to be able to fit a lot of items in one row. Give it a gap of small, and inside the auto grid, I add a div, give it a class of card. But if you forget your card classes, you can always refer to the style guide. In this case, I want to use a box. So I see I need the combo class isBox. So add isBox, and then inside the card, I need a card body, which I also add isBox to get the box style. Inside, I add an image, give it an aspect ratio of square. And then what else do we have? We have title and text under the image. So first I add a spacer small, and then I add a heading and a paragraph. And the heading, I need a tag 3 and a style of heading 5. And for the text, it's going to be a text size small. Okay, that's my card. I need a second card, so all I do is duplicate this, and then I have my second card. And right, I also need to add the spacer huge at the bottom. And I see that I have a different color scheme, so I'm going to select my section, add a color scheme of brand 2 to get the color I want. I also see that on the second card, I actually have the image at the bottom, so let me switch that out. And then to make it pixel perfect, add a trim to the paragraph so the spacing is even and nice. Okay, now we're just going to add the content really fast. I see that I forgot the radius on the small images here, so I'll just add a radius small to both these images. Then I continue adding my content and text. And there we go. And responsive, of course. In this case, the cards, you might want to have them full width for your tablet mode. So you can just add a max width full tablet combo class, and there you go. And since we use AutoGrid for the small cards, you can see they respond to the screen size, not the breakpoints, which makes this pixel perfect. There you go. An entire custom section built perfectly to the sketch. No new custom classes needed. Client First is an amazing foundation, but the common trap we all fall into is the layout phase, I think, because Standard First lacks dedicated layout classes out of the box. You end up constantly having to invent new classes for your grids, your flexboxes, and for your wrappers. And that often leads to multiple different classes for similar or even identical layouts in your project. That's exactly why we extended Client First to create Atom. You can clone the official Atom Builder framework completely for free using the link in the description. Today we focus purely on building with our extended layout classes. But if you want to take your speed to the absolute next level and see how you can work strictly component first using Atom, you have to check out this video right here. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.